Hello, everyone. Hello, welcome back to my channel. And I am picking up where I left off on what I'm calling the karma of Alicia Keys. Now, I don't wish that on anybody, but it certainly looks like it. So, if you haven't seen part one, where I talked about karma and her relationship with her 15-year husband, 15 years marriage to Swiss Beats. I'll drop that in the description box for your review and you can check that out because I do believe that it's not just an issue of her life right now. I think it's karma. I think it's karma because of how she ended up with him to begin with, and all of these different aspects of that relationship coming forth now. So, if you haven't seen that, take a look at that. This piece is what I think is the karma for her regarding India RE. Now, not sure how familiar you are with it, how far back you go back to um, I would say the bigger public recognition of both of these artists came around 2001 when India RE released her first album called Acoustic Soul. And it was, a riveting soul, Afrocentristic, these are my words of describing it, soulful um, EP release. And her song video was very popular at the same time. Here comes Alicia Keys with her songs in, I think it was Songs in A minor, I think is the name of it, where she had this big hit called Fallin and other big hits from that. And they were both coming at the same time and getting the same type of accolades, but in a different way. And India Ari often felt that she was being eclipsed by Alicia Keys because of either the management. I know Alicia Keys was under Clive Davis, and he is just the god of the industry, I'm understanding. And so that could have been it. The marketing piece of it could have been it, but certainly the what I would call the beef of it was displayed at the 2002 Grammys, by which, as you can even see behind me in the backdrop, you'll see they were both in several of the same categories. I think it was Best Song of the Year and Best New Artist of the Year, by which in both of those categories, Alicia Keys won. India Ari was in a category for Best Album of the Year, by which Alicia Keys was not in that category, but she still didn't win. So, following the Grammys, very near after the Grammys, India Ari was on the Oprah Winfrey Show, in which she expressed feeling, um, she was very professional about it, but basically saying that she felt eclipsed and she felt shunned, and that all of her hard work and the popularity of her work and all of the musicians that supported her, how they just didn't get recognized at the Grammys, and that she felt sullen by all of that. Now, during this time, Essence Magazine and Ebony Magazine, a lot of the Black magazines, I would say, was also reporting about these two new talents coming out. And there wasn't a sense of, at the time, I'm saying, I'm recollecting right now at this moment, because I had bought both of their CDs. Were they CDs at the time? Yeah, they were CDs. I bought them both and loved them both. But I did feel like India Ari was not credited well enough, I thought. But I'm just um, a fan. I'm just a consumer. So I don't know the business, but I did feel like she was shunned a little bit. Having said that, Alicia Keys seemed to come across as flaunting her popularity, flaunting her Grammys. Now, she could have just been proud, or she could have just been extremely happy, but there was no sense of understanding for India Ari. It got such to the point that Stevie Wonder made a song with India Ari, in which it's a beautiful song. I can't recall it right now. I should have written it down. And India Ari began collaborating with others. I think Raphael Sadiq, maybe other conscious acoustic soul type presenters, like Stevie Wonder definitely is that, Raphael Sadiq definitely is that, Lauryn Hill definitely is that, Erykah Badu definitely is that, Outkast definitely is that. But I wouldn't consider Alicia Keys that. I think Alicia Keys is soulful, but she's not what I would call acoustic type soul. Now, having said that, I'm bringing that up now because as she goes through this dismantling of her marriage, which is also known as a divorce or possible divorce, or finding out things about her husband, and some reports that she even knew some of it. Well, who gives a person a pass for this nonsense? The energy of that will never be cohesive. The energy of that won't embrace that. Even if you do the act of it and think you got away with it, the energy of that stores. So as Alicia's going through this dismantling or this challenge in her marriage, also to be reminded that at that same time, around that same time, because she was diddle-daddling with bits right around 2004, 2005, ended up with him in 2010 or 2007, something like that. She was also had already begun to get karma pieces prior to that by the Grammys. The Grammy. Now, the Grammys, my understanding, is not just your music, not just your talent, not just your presentation of it, but there, to some degree or another, you get certain votes. You get certain votes by the industry bigwigs, in that because of the pull of Clive Davis, Alicia managed to surpass India because of that. Now, I'm saying all of that to say this. As I mentioned in the first video, karma drops little nuggets along the way. It just drops, oh, that's a little thing. It's almost like it stores little nuggets along the way, because karma is not repaying you for every single act. It's impossible, because we all do such things. But when it comes as a collector. As I said before, it comes as a collector of past deeds, a collector of past errors, a collector of past animosities, a collector of past misjudgments, a collector of intentions that we have. And it sets a reminder that in those acts, you could have, should have, and was aware of a better choice and still didn't make it. So it's letting you know that you were aware. Let's give an example. I want to be clearer, because I have said in past videos that karma is not always negative. Karma, there could be good karma. This is why a person who's constantly has good results, because they've been constantly for years sowing good choices. But we can all have a sense of a hiccup that appears like a karma. Karma is best identified by its intensity, I'll say. Now, I've had several videos about that in the past, and I'm not going to dedicate this much time to it now. I'll just say this, my understanding, and you could and should study on yourself, but the energy of karma, when it is present on a person, comes across with such intensity that you can't deny its unusual, rare feeling, because you've not had it before. Karma doesn't come all the time. You know you're in it because the intensity is harsh, It's unending. It's relentless. No one can change it. You can't pray it away. You can't hope it away. You can't ask a friend to lean on it. It's there. And no one can get you out of it. Because karma is an assignment. And it doesn't stop until it finishes its assignment. What it does is it gives you a little relief. And you think it's over. And then it comes back again. And you don't know that it's over until you finally are no longer reaping of it. Some karma can last months. Some can last years. Unfortunately, and I'm sorry for anyone that has to undergo that. Let's use this as an example, this beginning of what I call the dismantling to some degree. Now, whether she actually filed for divorce or not, but it's a dismantling of her household. This is an unusual time for her. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm talking about the flurry that comes with it. I tend to talk with the flurry of it because she's no longer in the flow. She couldn't insist on the floor. She could sit down and meditate all she wants and have some sense of meditation bells or energy, whatever she does, that she has acknowledged, at least practicing that to some degree or another. That will only assist her going through it, but she still will have to go through it once the karma starts. Now, it could be starting in her household. I mean, I'm not an expert on this. I just understand the pieces of the energy of it. It could be happening in her household, and then it will hit in her career, or she won't be able to focus as much as she can while she's recording. And it starts hitting various aspects of a person's life, not just what they did, but a reminder of the collective, the many things by which a better choice could have happened, I'm saying. Now, I don't feel that I feel I'm saying it, but I don't feel I am. I'm saying it, but I'm not explaining it. So I would like to explain it better. I need a better example. Let's do it this way. If and when, and I hope you, viewer, or myself, we never have that. We hope we never do. But if and when karma appears in a person's life, it is undeniable that that's it. The intensity of it will prove it's it. The prolonged, relentless, out of control chaos that it brings to that person at that time is undeniable that it's not just a bad day, that it's an unusual occurrence in their life by which others will say they're in karma, and that person that's having it will recognize they're in karma. Sometimes karma will occur because not just a choice, but an ignored choice, an ignored opportunity by which the universe had given you and you ignored it, or you didn't take it. So in this case, in Alicia Keys' case, she was snatching another person's husband. He was married to someone else. That right there is karmic energy about that. She also was not, as I would say, helpful in the India RE. Now, we love her as a person and we love her as an artist. And we wouldn't want anything like this to occur in her or anyone else's life, because karma is something you never wish on a person, though people think they can do it all the time. So here she is, that if we can wish that would not happen to her, but we can't. So she's undergoing it. And we would say, what a nice person she is. Yes, maybe she is. But she did some dirty deeds. And that's what karma is. On the flip side of that, it can also occur when the universe has presented you a precious thing, a precious career, or a precious person. And the situations by which that appeared is undeniable that it has never happened before, yet you shunned it, you ignored it, yet you didn't take the opportunity of the career or the person. And now the universe is coming in to say, I answered your prayer. I gave you this gift of a career, this gift of a person, this, and you still didn't take it. Now the karma's coming in on you. So karma can come in for something that you didn't do and should have, as well as something you did do but shouldn't have. That's what karma. It is an awakening to a reality by which you made a choice that was clear for you, and you made the wrong choice repeatedly. Because the universe is saying, I present it for you. That's the best way I could put it. That's the best way I could put it. I don't want it on anybody. I don't want it on you. I don't want it on me, but it certainly does happen. And what comes from it usually is clarity, awareness, realization, illumination, but a loss, because now you lost that. You lost that person. Swiss Beats, for example, he may have lost her precious, but it's going back to his first wife, Mashonda. She was the precious one that he did that deed to. And all of this convoluted chaos. Never fold yourself in somebody else's chaos. For example, I'll use myself as example. If he approached me, I would say, if you're really that interested in me and you're married already, it would be impossible for me to reciprocate that because you're married already. Now, I'm not so pious. I'm not so pious. Maybe he's in a marriage that's about to end. So I can say, hey, when you're done with that, see if I'm still around. But I'm not going to insert myself into that because I don't want the karma that comes from that. Yes, we're attracted to each other. And maybe your marriage isn't working. It has nothing to do with me. It's not working anyway. Maybe you're getting out. Do that and see if I'm still around. Because guess what? Maybe I won't still be around. So when you have these opportunities, don't think you always have the time, because the universe can take that person from you and say, I'm taking that person from you in such a way that now you recognize that person should have been with you, but you didn't make the right choice. And so the timing element is what you're dealing with. That's the best way I can put it. I hope you've gotten this far, and please click like, please click subscribe. I'll see you next time. Okay? Make wise choices. Don't let karma hit you. And if it is coming, prepare yourself and learn from it and just make better choices next time. That's what we're here to do. Make better choices next time. And I love you. Click subscribe. Bye.